The first time Lila saw the gate was when she was 7, standing in the orchard behind her grandmother's crumbling countryside house, its iron bars wrapped in vines, hidden between 2 skeletal trees that bore no fruit. No one spoke of the gate. When she asked, her grandmother's eyes would darken, lips pressing shut like a sealed tomb. "Stay away from it," she'd whisper, more to herself than to Lila. But now, 13 years later, after her grandmother's passing, and with the house inherited, Lila stood once again before the same gate. The trees had not grown, nor had the vines receded. The gate was as she remembered it, silent, waiting, as though it had always been watching her. The key, wrapped in brittle velvet, had been found inside her grandmother's jewelry box, with a note scribbled in uneven handwriting. "Don't listen." Of course, Lila didn't believe in superstitions, but something about the gate gnawed at her curiosity. That night, the wind whispered her name. 3 times, she stood from her bed barefoot on cold wooden floorboards, drawn through the corridor as if in a trance. The key burned hot in her hand, and though her mind screamed caution, her body obeyed some deeper calling. Outside, moonlight danced through fog. The gate loomed, and her fingers moved of their own accord, slipping the key into the rusted lock. With a heavy clunk, it opened. The orchard behind the gate was not the one she knew. The trees were tall, too tall, and twisted as though in pain. The sky overhead was starless, black and low, pressing down like a weight. The ground felt soft, too soft, as if it might give way beneath her. As she walked, the whispers began. They curled around her ears like smoke, broken words and voices that did not sound human. "She comes. It's time. The blood knows." Lila spun around. No one, just those trees swaying though there was no wind. A shape passed between trunks, quick and tall, and again the whispers surged. "Your name, forgotten. Your life, taken." She ran. Her feet pounded the earth, breath shallow, heart breaking through her ribs. But the orchard went on and on. There was no end. She was trapped, and then she saw it, a mirror freestanding among the trees, old and smudged, but unmistakably reflecting her form. Only it didn't. The reflection stared back, but her eyes were black hollows, her smile stretched unnaturally wide. It lifted a hand and waved. Lila froze. The mirror version opened its mouth, and from it came a voice, not her own, but her grandmother's. "You shouldn't have opened it." The mirror cracked. Light poured from the fractures, and she was pulled forward, sucked into a place between places, cold, weightless. Screaming silence, she awoke at the edge of the gate, the key lying beside her. The orchard looked normal again. Her hands trembled, but something inside her was different. She could hear the whispers even in daylight now, faint, persistent. Days passed. The world seemed less real. Shadows lingered longer than they should. People looked at her strangely. Then one morning, her reflection didn't follow her movements. It smiled when she did not. She screamed. It didn't. Instead, it turned and walked away. That night, she locked every mirror in the house. But the whispers only grew louder. Let her in. Let her through. She tore out the gate key from where she'd hidden it, flung it into the well behind the house, and swore never to return. But some doors, once opened, never truly closed. One evening, a knock echoed from her bedroom wall. Not the door, the wall. 3 slow taps. She pressed her ear to it, heart pounding. Nothing. Until a voice, hers, but not hers. "Let me in." Lila fled. She booked a hotel in the next town, but the room's mirror was cracked when she arrived. The receptionist swore it had been whole that morning. At night, her dreams were filled with the gate, the mirror, the reflection walking free while she screamed behind glass. She woke with bruises on her arms, fingerprints shaped like her own. No one believed her. Therapists said she was grieving. Friends said she needed rest, but the whispers knew better. One by one, people she met began to change. Their voices lagged behind their lips. Their reflections twitched wrong. It was spreading. She knew then whatever had escaped the gate had followed her, had entered the world with her. She remembered her grandmother's note. Don't listen. But it was too late. The thing in the mirror had no need for doors anymore. It had her voice. It had her face. And soon it would have her life. On the night of her final disappearance, police found all the mirrors in her hotel room smashed. The only thing intact was an old iron key and a cracked photograph of Lila. Only the reflection in the glass behind her wore a smile that Lila never had.